Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So just so you guys know, you do not have to watch this entire video. Just keep going until you feel like you've had enough practice. So inshallah, we're going to try to put everything that we've learned into play. Even though there's some things that we've been missing, like the harf sakin in the middle of the word and things like that. But inshallah, we'll just cover it anyway. And then this way, when you take the lesson, it'll be even easier, inshallah. All right, so we're starting from the top right corner. We're going to go through this entire page. Again, you do not have to stay for the whole class. Towards the end, we're going to be reading faster. So towards the beginning, we're going to be breaking it down, and towards the end, we're going to read a little faster. So if you feel like you're too advanced in the beginning, just skip through the video and just skip to the end parts. I'll be underlining where we're reading, so you'll know where to stop in the video. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Here we have waw, fatha, wa. And then we have a meme, fatha, ma. So far we have what? Wama. But what does this alif do after it comes after the meme that has a fatha? It's a harf mad. So we say wa ma, but we add the harf mad and it becomes wama. Wama. Okay, hope that is clear. So wama. And here we have lam fatha la. Kaf dhamma ku. Okay, so what do we have so far? La ku. La ku. Okay, here's a meme that is sakin. It doesn't have a vowel attributed to it. It doesn't have ma mi mu. Okay, so how are we going to recite the meme sakin by itself? You cannot. You need the vowel that is before it to jump on top of it. I gave the example before. How are you going to recite these letters? You can't in English. You need a vowel before it to jump on top. You need an O to jump on top of the V, a E to jump on top of the R. Same thing in Arabic. So we need the harakat to jump on top. So what we're actually going to say is kum. Kum. We're going to jump from the kaf straight to the meme and say kum. Wa ma lakum. Wa ma lakum. Okay, I hope that is clear. Wa ma lakum. All right, what do we have next? We have a lam that comes first, and then they do this, design. But I mean, you could, if you want to think about it, it's just lam and then an alif. Okay, but that doesn't really look right. It looks like a U. It might be confusing. That's why they do that little crisscross thing. So we have lam fatha la, but we have it followed by an alif. We said so. It's going to be la, la. So wa ma lakum la, and then here we have a ta with a dhamma. So we say tu, ta, dhamma, tu. And then we have a qaf, fatha, qa, tuqa, tuqa. But the qaf is followed by what? A mini alif. Again, this mini alif means that, we took this in the introduction to our tajweed. Sometimes you have things in the Quran that are pronounced but not written. So the word is tuqatilu, tuqa, but they don't write the qa, they don't write the actual alif. But it is pronounced. So that's why the scholars, they put us these mini alifs so we can know to pronounce it. So in recitation, pronounce it. So we say tuqa, and then we have ta kasra, ti, tuqati. And then we have lam dhamma, also followed by a harf mad because it's sakinin before it was a dhamma. So we're going to mid that. We're going to say lu, tuqatilu. And then we have a noon fatha, na. Noon, fatha, na. So what do we have so far? Tuqatiluna. Tuqatiluna. So from the beginning, وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُقَاتِلُونَ. Okay, again, we're going to pick up the speed a little bit in the next coming lines, but we're going to start off slow. So here we have a fa with a kasra followed by a ya, making that ya harf mad because it is sakin. The ya doesn't have any haraka on it. There's no fatha kasra dhamma. So it is sakin, and before it is a kasra, so it's a harf mad. So we're going to say, instead of fa kasra fi, we're just going to extend. We're going to say fi, fi. All right. Next word, sa fatha sa, sa. Sin fatha sa. And then ba kasra bi. All right. And I want you to tell me what is after that ba. Okay, what follows that ba? So we had a sin, we had a ba. What is this letter right here? It is a ya, but what kind of letter is it? Is it a special kind of letter? Yes, it's a harf mad. This ya is again sakin. There's no haraka on top of it. There's no fatha, kasra, dhamma. And before it is a kasra, making this a harf mad, meaning we're going to extend there. We're going to say, instead of B, we're going to say B. Sabi, sabi. And then after that comes the lam with a kasra. Okay? Sabi, li. Sabi, li. And I'm going to stop breaking down the letters now. Now, what is this guy here? This is a Hamzat Wasl. Okay, this is something we'll take in our Tajweed class. But for now, it is a Hamzat Wasl. What does it mean? It means if we're starting here, okay, so say forget everything that came before. Say we're starting here with Lafdul Jalala, meaning the name of Allah. If we're starting with Lafdul Jalala, we're going to say Allah, Allah. But if we're connecting, if we're reading continuously, which is what you're supposed to do, obviously, in here, is you're going to say fi sabi lil. Lil. You're actually going to take out this hamzat wasl. The same way when we swear, right? What do we say? How do you swear? You say wallah, right? Wallah. No one says wa Allah and they say the hamzat wasl. No, we take the hamzat wasl out when we're continuing. But if you wanted to say the name of Allah by itself, what would you say? You would say Allah, right? With that hamza sound in the beginning. So that's the hamzat wasl. The hamzat wasl is put there to be able to read the word if it's by itself, but if the word is being connected, then we take the hamzat wasl out. Okay, so here it is of course Allahi by itself, Allahi, and what we're going to do is we're going to take out, like we just said, we're going to take out this hamzat wasl, and we're going to go straight from the lam to the lam. Okay, fi sabilillahi, fi sabilillahi. All right. And again, we're going to do the same thing here. So we're not going to say wa al. We're going to say what? Did you guess it? Wal. We're going to say wal. We're going to go from the wow straight to the lam. Wal. All right, skipping that hamzat wasl. Now, sometimes, this is lam at-ta'rif. This is how we say the in English. The. Lam at-ta'rif. Al-bayt. Al-sayyara. Al-qamar. Al-shams. Sometimes you don't pronounce the lam. How are you going to know if you don't pronounce the lam or not? This is lam al-shamsiyya. This is not something you have to worry about now. We'll talk about it when we take tajweed. But just so you know now, a very easy cheat code. If you see a sukoon, say the lam. If you don't see a sukoon, then don't say the lam. Okay, if you see the sukoon, say wal-mu. Wal-mu. But if there was no sukoon here, for example, okay, obviously it wouldn't be a meme in that case. It would have been like a sheen or something. Then we would have said washu. We would have skipped the hamzat wasl and the lam. But we're not doing that here because there is a sukoon, okay? Don't worry about that too much. That's if it's confusing. So far we have wal, mim, dhamma, mu. The sin with the sukoon. How are we going to say that by itself? We can't. We have to use the mim to jump on top of it. So we're going to say mu and then add that sin sound. Mus, mus, okay? And then we have ta, fatha, ta, ta, fatha, ta. So what do we have so far? We said, let me erase this so it's cleaner. We said, wal musta, wal musta. And again, we have a dad with a sukoon. So how are we going to pronounce it? We need the ta to jump on top of it. And the dad is a little bit of a tricky letter. The dad, as we're going to see when we take our tajweed lessons, it is from Rakhawa, meaning you have to drag the dad. You have to drag it. And it might be difficult at first because we don't have anything like the dad in the English language or any language. The Arabic language is known as the language of the dad. But this is very crucial to learn, especially because it's in our Fatiha. We have to be doing this, what I'm about to tell you right now, in our Fatiha, when we say waladda, waladdalin, right? And you want to jump from the ta to the dad. Okay, and what is the thing I'm talking about that you have to do? You have to drag the dad. You have to drag the dad. That was easy to do with the scene when we said mus, and you could drag forever, even though it's not that long. I'm over exaggerating it, right? When we have a ha, we say muh, right? Muh, and it's easy to do that. The dad is a little bit trickier, but you still have to drag it. Whether it's tricky or not, that's the language. All right, that's the Quran. We have to recite it properly. So we say tel, all right, not just tad and just cut it off. We don't just say waladdalin. We say waladda, and I hope that's coming out clearly on the camera. So you drag it. So here we're going to say tad'a, wal mustad, and you drag that dad, and then you say ayn fatha a, wal mustad'a, and then you have a fa with a kasra followed by a harf med, so you're going to say fi. والمستضعفين, and you're going to add the noon fatha sound, which is that. والمستضعفين. Okay? So erase all that. And then here we have mi, na. Okay? Now this lam, I just told you guys about it. Are we going to pronounce this lam, yes or no? This is lam al-ta'rif again. This is like saying the. So are we going to say this L, yes or no? No, we are not. Why? Because there's no sukoon. This lam had the sukoon on top of it, and that's why we said it. This one does not have one of those signs on them. So we're not going to say it. So what does that mean? We're going to take out this hamzat wasl if we're continuing. If we're starting with this word, we leave it. Okay? So let's say we're starting with this word to make it easier. But this lam, we're taking it out. So we're going from the hamzat wasl straight to the ra. That has a shadda on it. I know these things we didn't cover yet, so don't worry about them. We're going to cover them, but I'm just going to say them anyway. Okay, what does that little W mean? That W means you take this letter, which is the Ra, right? Bring it up here. You take that letter, that is the Ra, and what that actually means, that shadda, is that you have, come on, stop playing with me. You have two of the same letters, so you have two Ra's. The first ra, we're going right to left, by the way. We read right to left in Arabic. The first ra is actually sakin, and the second ra takes the haraka, which is the kasra in this case. Okay? So we're going to say what? Instead of just coming across a regular ra that didn't have this shad on it, where you just read it ri, here we're going to say erri. We're going to say erri. Erri. If you had a ba with a shad and a fatha, that equals two bas. I know it's sloppy, sorry. The first one second, the second one has a fatha. So we're going to say what? Instead of abba, we're going to say abba. And that same goes for any shadda. Okay, so here, let's try the dhamma. Okay, so here, if I wanted to read this, right, say there was a hamza before it, I wanted it to read that word. If that was just the word by itself, what would I actually be reading? You'd actually be reading hamza, fatha, fa that is sakin, and then the fa that takes the haraka. So instead of saying normally afu, you're going to pause on it because of the shadda. You're going to say afu. Okay, so that's what we have going on here. All right, that's what we have going on here. Let me clean it up for you. All right, so we're jumping from the hamzat wasl. We're saying as if this was just a regular hamza with the fatha, and we're skipping the lam and we're jumping straight to the ra. So what are we going to say? But it has a kasra on it, so it's actually not mufakham, something we'll talk about later. We're going to say erri. If there was no shadda here, which there has to be because it's shamsiyah, but anyways, we'll talk about that later. If there was no shadda there, you just say eri. You have a hamza, right, with a fatha, and then a ra with a kasra. You just say eri. But since there's a shadda, you say erri. You pause on that ra, erri. And not really pause, I don't like to say that, but just to make it easier, if that helps you pause or hold, whatever it is, just do it. Okay, so this is erri. All right, and then we have erri wa errijal. Errijali. All right, now next time we're going to go a lot faster. Here we're going to do the same exact thing that we just talked about with errijal, and here we have a wow. So since we have something before the hamzat wasl, we're going to skip the hamzat wasl. Are we going to say the lam? No, we're going to jump to the sin, all right, because lam doesn't have a sukoon on it. So the hamzat wasl we're taking out, the lam we're taking out. We're going wow straight to the noon. Again, this noon has a shadda, meaning there's two noons, but special rule, this is something we'll discuss a lot later, but noon with a shadda and meme with a shadda, you hold them longer than any other letter. So normally we just say abba, affa, aha, alla, arra, ajja. But with the meme and noon, we actually say anna, amma, annisa, all these kinds of things. Anni, annu, it doesn't matter the haraka, as long as there's a shadda, we hold it very long. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to say wanni, okay? And then we say وَالنِّسَاءِ. Whenever you see this squiggly line, we're going to mid. We're going to extend it a lot. This is something I'm going to talk about way later. Don't worry about it now. Okay, but just for the sake of learning purposes, so you know what that is. وَالنِّسَاءِ. Okay, this next word, what are we going to do with it? we're going to go from this wow straight to this lam, and we are pronouncing this lam because of the sukoon on it. We. And then we're going to go from this wow straight to this lam, which we're also pronouncing. That whole pronouncing thing, of course, is only with the lam al-ta'rif thing I was telling you about. Okay? So here we say will. Dani. Why Dani? Because it has a dal with the fatha, and this is a harf mad. Dani. Okay? Let's move a little faster. Here we have alla. The shadda again makes it two lams. There's the first lam. La, there's the second lam. Alla. What comes after it? That is a harf mad. Okay. Take it letter by letter. Ya. We'll take it vowel by vowel. I'm sorry. I'm not vowel. What is it called? Syllable. So if there's a harf mad, we'll do it 2 in 1. Yaquluna. Here we have what? Be careful with the shadda. Again, what does that mean? Let me respell the word for you. It's pretty much like you're reading this. Like there's two. So you have two bas and then the noon. So ra with the fatha, then the ba that second, then the haraka, whatever it was. In that case, it was a fatha. So we're going to say Rabbana. That is actually how you're going to pronounce that word, as if there was two bas. Rabbana. And again, there's that squiggly line I was telling you about. It's a harf mad. Rabbana akhrijna. Okay. Here we say what? We jump on the kha is second. Ri. And the jim is second. So we're going to do something here called qalqala. If we just pronounce the jim second, we wouldn't be able to hear it. You just say akhrijna. And you can't hear the jim. So there's something called qalqala. We'll talk about it way later. Akhrijna. Okay, what is this? This is one vowel, so we're going to say it together. Min. Okay, here we have هذه القرية. We're going to connect this last word to this word so we can practice skipping that hamzat wasl. The first word was هذه. The second word was القرية. So we're going to say what? هذه القرية. Okay, let's continue taking one vowel at a time so we can save time. الظا. Okay, I'm sorry, there's an alif after it. Oh no, there isn't. That's a lam. Oh, there is. I'm sorry. الظالم. Okay, that's how you pronounce this. Next word, vowel together would be these two letters because the second you can't say it by itself. أهلها. We're skipping the hamzat wasl again. We're going straight like this. Wajh. We just talked about that. qalqala with the jim. Waj'al. Lana. How do I begin with a shadda? How do I begin a word that starts with a shadda? You actually just ignore it. But if a word ended in a shadda, you wouldn't ignore it. You'd actually say it. But since the beginning with it, we're going to ignore it. That shadda is there just so you know very quickly, because this lam doesn't have a haraka on it. There's no, there's no sukoon on it. We said if the lam doesn't have a sukoon on it, we're not going to pronounce it, which is exactly what you do. Here we do something called idgham. Please don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. But we're going to actually not pronounce this lam and pronounce two of these lams. So instead of saying waj'al lana, you're actually going to say waj'al lana. You're just going to combine the two lams together to make it easier. Waj'al lana. Min. La. Dun. Ka. There's some tajweed rules that are going on here, but I'll just skip them for now. We're not going to discuss them to not confuse you. Min. You do pronounce it mil. We'll talk about that later. But we're taking one word at a time. Min. La. Dun. Ka. That's all you need to know right now for reading. Wa. How are we going to pronounce this? Again, there's a shadda. We're going to jump on top of it using the lam before. So we're going to say waliya. But the ya, if we're continuing, it has fathatain. So we're going to actually say waliyan, taking out that alif. Waj'al. Lana. min ladunka. We're gonna go faster now. Nasiran. Nasiran. Again, the alif goes away. You guys should know that by now. Yeah. الذين آمنوا يقاتلون في سبيل, this goes away, سبيل الله. But if we pronounce it by itself, Allah. والذين كفروا يقاتلون في سبيلي. If we're using this, we're going to jump to the ta. Again, the lam doesn't have a sukun. We're not pronouncing it. We're going to say الطا الطاغوتي الطاغوتي. If we're saying the word before with this word, hamza wasl goes away. سبيل الطاغوتي سبيل الطاغوتي. فقاتلوا. Again, we have that squiggly line. We're going to mid. فقاتلوا أولياء. And here you could either say asha, or you could have jumped from this hamza أولياء asha, taking out that hamza wasl. الشيطاني. What are we going to say here? I told you guys about this just a second ago. The noon and the meme with the shadda, what was special about them? We're going to hold them longer than the regular letters that are mushaddad. So here we don't just say inna, the way we said asha. We're actually going to say what? Inna. Kayda. And we're going to jump from this dal to this sheen this time. We're going to start connecting words. كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا. Because we're stopping. If we continue, what would we say? ضعيفا. And we would say the harakat. Okay, now let's pick up the speed a little bit. ألم ترى إلى الذين قيل لهم كفوا أيديكم وأقيموا الصلاة Let's copy this word here. وأقيموا. Okay, let's bring that all the way over there. So you can see them together. So this is what you had up there exactly. You had وأقيموا. Okay? We're going to jump actually from this meme. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. We're going to take out this lam, take out this hamza wasl, take out this alif, which was already taken out in the beginning because it had the sukun on top. And we're going to take out this wow. We're not going to say وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. We'll talk about that later, why we do that. And we're going to do the same thing here. This, and this is coming out. We're jumping from the ta straight to the za. وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. Here is very interesting. Okay, we kind of talked about this briefly, but here we have a wow. Why am I not saying الزَّكُو or الزَّكَوْتَ? Because this alif here is not on the left of the wow, where it would have been الزَّكَوَاتَ. It's actually directly on top of that wow. So because it's directly on top, we actually take out the wow. We don't pronounce the wow at all. We just did this as well, if you noticed, in salata. There was actually a wow here. We didn't say as-salo. as-salu, right? We said salah. Why? Because the alif is directly on top. But you actually get the same exact word sometimes with the alif here instead of it being there. What would it be in that case? As-salawata. As-salawata. Meaning a plural salawat, which you do get. Okay? Anyways. Here we have فَلَمَّا. Don't forget, we hold the mim and nun with a shadda. فَلَمَّا كُتِبَ عليهم القتال إذا فريق منهم. Again, if you're starting with the shadda, we're not going to pay it any mind. That's for when you're continuing. We say فريق منهم, but we'll talk about why that's there later. يخشون الناس يخشون الناس كخشية الله أو أشد خشية if you stop. And this indicates that you can stop here. So that's also very important. What do those mean? Sometimes you have this little symbol here that looks like that. Sometimes you have the jim. Okay, and let's see if we can find the other one. Yep. And sometimes you have this slila. Okay, what do those mean there? Let's grab them all and put them next to each other. This is something that is important. Make sure you guys understand this. For those who are skipping through this video, probably didn't get to this part, and they're going to not have this information. So what do these mean? These are wuquf. These tell you that you can stop. Okay, you are allowed to stop at these places. And you don't have to go back. So typically speaking, so let's jump all the way down here. Say I'm reading this. I said, مثلا, I'm over here reading. I said, أينما تكونوا يدرككم, and I paused. And then I continued, الموت. I can't do that. There's no waqif here for me to do that. Okay, if there was a waqif, I can do that. All right? But there isn't. So what I have to do, I have to say, أينما تكونوا يدرككم. See, I ran out of breath. I take my breath and I go back. يُدْرِكُّمُ الْمَوْتُ. All right? But if I happen to run out of breath here, then I can stop there. There's no problem. I could say, وَلَوْ كُنْتُمْ فِي بُرُوجٍ مُشَيَّدَةٍ وَإِن تُصِبْهُمْ. And I could just go off like that without it being any problem. But what's the difference between those symbols? Okay? This first, let's talk about, the first symbol means that it's better to continue, but it's okay if you stop. The meaning-wise. Like the meaning is better if you continue, but it's okay if you stop. And if you stopped, you don't have to go back and take a breath. Okay? The G means that it's 50-50. Whether you stop or whether you continue, the meaning stays the same. Yani the meaning didn't really get affected whether you stopped or continued. And the qila means, no, it's better to stop. The meaning is better if you stopped, but it's okay if you continue. Okay? Sometimes you get the lam alif, which means, I like to think of it as la tuwaqif. Don't stop. Okay, that means don't stop. Like the meaning is going to be very bad if you stop. Make sure you do not stop. And sometimes you get a lowercase. Make sure lowercase, not uppercase. Uppercase means something else. A lowercase meme, and that means I like to think of it as meme stands for must. Meme is an M in English. Must stop. And the meaning is very bad if you continue. Okay, so those are the 5 symbols that you'll get. These 3 are very, very common, and these 2 are rare. But those first 3, again, better to continue, okay if you stop, 50-50, doesn't really matter. Better to stop, but okay if you continue. Don't stop, and you must stop. Okay? So those are the symbols, just so you know. You don't have to memorize them right now. Okay? وَقَالُوا رَبَّنَا لِمَا كَتَبْتَ علينا القتال لولا أخرتنا إلى أجل قريب قل متاع الدنيا قليل والآخرة خير لمن اتقى ولا تظلمون فتيلا. Okay, so for the rest of the page, we're going to read it regularly. See if you can keep up. And I'm going to stay zoomed out like this. I'm not going to zoom in, so it can just be easier to follow. Okay, let's erase all this. All right, do your best. Again, this is just practice. This is not where you have to be right now. أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة وإن تصبهم حسنة يقولوا هذه من عند الله وإن تصبهم سيئة يقولوا هذه من عندك قل كل من عند الله فما لهؤلاء القوم لا يكادون يفقهون حديثا ما أصابك من حسنة فمن الله وما أصابك من سيئة فمن نفسك وأرسلناك للناس رسولا وكفى بالله شهيدا. Jazakumullahu khairan. Again, don't let that discourage you if you were keeping along. I don't expect you to. It's just practice, and I try to make it good for people at all levels. Jazakumullahu khairan. See you guys in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.